What, you mean a string of nonsensical emojis? Fire, sword, donut, spaceman, clock, dancing lady, flashlight, thumbs up. How am I supposed to know what that means?
I ignited the flaming sword, used it to cut a hole in space and time. Mum's light flooded through it, then it closed up behind her. All good.
Oswald, my friend!
Bruce Wayne, what a lovely surprise. You certainly are getting out quite a lot these days, aren't you?
The way I see it, everyone else in this town is having fun. Why shouldn't I?
I agree. You and your insanely large bank account are more than welcome here.
We're gonna need you to shrink, Ray Ray.
I'm not particularly fond of that name.
Welcome to the Fandom Zone. Don't worry, Charles. It got in there. It's good. My recorder's going, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So I am Karen. Welcome to episode 129 of the Fandom Zone, and I'm here with my lovely and talented co-host,
Charles. Hello, everybody. As I hear,
I'm not recording well.
Not really. Not on my end. Not through my ear holes.
I thought we were fine before.
We thought we were.
Are we not good now? No?
Keep talking.
Hold on.
Production problems. Once again, thanks to Karen's sound or mixer.
Hello?
Hello.
Better? No?
Better a little bit. That's okay. We'll try it for a while and see how it goes. I don't want to keep everybody waiting because it's us.
Better?
I guess so. Yeah, let's go with that.
No, don't say that. All right. Well, if it's bad, I'm not happy about it. I still have another podcast to do tomorrow. So.
That's okay. I just we'll see how it goes. So far, all right.
Well, tell me if it's super bad. All right.
Okay. It's not super bad.
Okay.
I don't hear the buzzing.
Okay.
So
can you hear what I'm saying though?
I can. I don't think anybody else cares about all this though. So
yeah, I know. Okay, well,
unless you want to just start over.
No, I'm going into my recorder. So
all right.
So episode 129 for the week ending February 10th, 2018. We will be talking about Lucifer 314, Supergirl 313, The Flash 413, Black Lightning 104, and Arrow 613.
All right. Only 5 shows compared to the 6 shows we've had for the past few weeks.
That's right.
So we're cutting down shows because dun 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 dun. All the superhero shows are running away from the Olympics as fast as they can.
That's right. And we've already had the F word dropped.
Yep.
On the Olympics and a triple axel.
Right.
The first time a United States skater has done a triple axel, and it was awesome.
Yep.
So,
and,
yay.
But 2 shows, Legends of Tomorrow and Black Lightning, have not run away.
Nope, they're coming back.
They're coming back, but we'll talk about those next week.
We will.
Although we are going to talk about Black Lightning this week.
Correct.
Just not that episode.
No. This week it's 104. Next week it will be, oddly enough, 105.
That's crazy how that goes.
I know it is, right?
It's crazy go nuts.
It goes in incremental movements.
It's like 3, 4, 5.
I know, right?
That's so weird.
Yeah, you got to talk to that purple vampire dude.
You mean the Count?
Yes.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Did you ever realize he was purple?
Yeah, but I don't judge people.
Okay. I don't judge people by the color of their skin.
I'm not racist against Muppets, so.
Yeah, me either.
Okay. That's not
cool. It isn't cool, you're right.
Yeah.
All right, so.
Racism in general is not cool.
That's very true.
Yes,
I agree.
So.
All right, so Lucifer 314 is what we're going to start with. My Brother's Keeper.
Yeah, written by Joe Henderson, showrunner, and Jason Ning, directed by Hanel Culpepper.
Coolio. And I say Coolio because, I'm kind of channeling Ella there.
Not like the rapper.
No, I'm channeling Ella a little bit. Coolio, she's
Coolio.
very... Yeah.
Yes.
And this was a very Ella-centric episode. So
yeah, we've had a lot of Ella more this season. At least this back half.
Which feeds into my theory that she might have something to do with Pierce.
Could be. Although this time we find out that, hey, Ella's got family.
Well, we knew that already. We met one of her brothers.
Have we met one of her brothers?
Yep, she ran into her brother when they were. She and Dan were looking for the ingredients to the stuff to cure Chloe, and they were combing through something, and her brother was like stealing parts off of a car.
Okay, but this is a different brother.
Correct. This is her older brother. That was her younger brother.
Okay, this is her older brother Jay. Which I think Okay, so we have Ella.
Right. Hold on. Let me say the storyline titles.
All right, go ahead.
And then we'll get into it.
Do that first.
Okay, Saints and Sinners and Lucy Loyalty. That's all one story title. Brother Against Brother.
Yes.
And that's Amenadiel and Cain. Brother against brother.
Well, they're not really brothers, though.
Nope, but they are one brother against another brother. Yeah. Right?
Or at least Cain did until he killed him. Abel, but...
Right.
Right.
And they're both brothers that plotted against killing their brother.
This is true.
Right?
This is true.
Doctor with post-traumatic stress disorder. So, and it kind of rhymes with Doctors Without Borders. It was kind of the play I was going.
Okay. All right. I see where you went with that.
Right. And then Saints and Sinners, Lucy Loyalty would be the main Ella storyline. Saints and Sinners. I'm kind of comparing Ella to her brother. And Ella, who thinks Jay is like this super good guy, the guy who's never done anything wrong. And then, of course, Lucy Loyalty would be at the end of the episode where Lucifer goes and has a chat with Jay, knowing that Jay is the bad guy and saying, if you hurt her...
that wasn't that interesting.
That was great, I thought.
And very unexpected, because up till now, we haven't really got a strong feeling about how he feels, about how Lucifer feels about Ella. Like he kind of generally dismisses her. Yeah, but apparently he cares about her more than he's been letting on.
Right. Now, remember, I think he really respects her for her strong faith.
Right.
Now,
and this is after the episode where they were kind of paired together.
Right. And he's always kind of known about that, almost right up front. They had conversations about how she believed and how much faith she has. And, they went to church together early on as well. Right. And I think he really has that strong respect for her because she does have that strong belief and holds things really close and just unwavering faith in things. And he doesn't want to see that taken advantage of, and Jay is taking advantage of that.
Yeah, I think, it's just because Ella is generally optimistic. So maybe Ella has a little bit of what Lucifer wants in himself.
I think that's a lot of it.
Yeah.
I think so. And also, she doesn't know it, of course, but she hasn't lost faith in his father. And he has. So here's, she hasn't lost faith in his father or her brother.
Right.
And he has lost faith in his father, and he knows how painful that is. So he doesn't want her to lose faith in his brother because he knows how painful that is. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
So I really feel like that there's that sort of almost a fatherly protection vibe to that.
Okay.
I don't want you to feel that same pain that I did when my, hero worship figure fell
Yeah.
in my eyes, when he did something wrong. So I think there's that. And, Jay is just, I don't know. I was
But
so mad.
Well, understandably, because Ella had built up this whole thing through most of this episode that she felt Jay was innocent and kept, being really adamant about this. And then Jay just betrays Ella's faith in him.
Yes.
And Ella, there's a point where she just feels like I'm a complete idiot. I'm so naive, and I was an idiot to believe in him, to trust him.
Yeah.
So she's kind of regretting placing her faith in her brother so much.
Right. And it's
even when the evidence was stacked against him.
Now, remember, it turned the other way.
Right.
That it turned out that it was the other guy that did the bulk of everything, but Jay was skimming.
Yes.
So Jay didn't look guilty in the end. It was this other guy that did.
Right.
So her faith was restored, quote unquote. But again, Jay was skimming. So he's, part of the whole bad guy.
Well, he was still kind of involved in the murder.
Yes, he was. But it didn't come out that he was. I mean, someone else got pinned on.
Legally.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
Yes. He's off the hook.
Correct. So then she was like, I told you so.
Right.
And then, Lucy, of course, figured out that he is part of it. And so he goes to him and says, look, I see through you.
Right.
And that's where it got to the, I'm not going to tell her.
He says, if you ever disappoint her again, I'll come for you.
Yep. And I loved that. I really did.
It's all scowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the main story. And I think a lot of the parallels were, that sort of, I'm disappointed in my dad, and I don't want you to be disappointed in your brother because he's like this father figure to you. And it was really touching to me to see that. And then
I like that a lot.
Yeah, me too. And then we had him going to Amenadiel, which I was actually surprised he hadn't done that sooner, but I kind of see why, because he really doesn't treat Amenadiel very well.
No, he doesn't, does he?
And I could see that he would kind of be tippy toes with Amenadiel, although Amenadiel does the same thing. To be fair,
I mean, given their history, and everything that Amenadiel was up to the previous 2 seasons,
right?
So
Amenadiel doesn't treat him well either.
No,
they have a tumultuous relationship. We'll put it that way. And sometimes they're friends. Sometimes.
Well, sometimes they have common goals too.
Right.
But not so much.
Not so much right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he goes to Amenadiel and he says, you're the one that put this. He figures out that Amenadiel put the curse on Cain.
The mark of Cain, yes.
Right. And take it off.
Well, apparently Amenadiel was told to.
Right. And he can't take it off, of course, because it's from God.
It's the will of God, yes.
Right. But, then they have this fight, Amenadiel and Cain, and that is really kind of cool.
Yeah, it was. Well, for the example, for Cain, he can't be killed.
Right.
So there was a lot of scenes where he's impaled by something.
Right.
And, there's this one part where he lands on this kind of like iron spikes.
Yep.
Kind of like that one dude in The Walking Dead several seasons ago that they were like, okay, we're gonna have to cut off your leg because your leg's impaled on this thing.
Yep.
If you want to get away in time. That guy.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was like a iron gate or something, and yeah.
It was a cool fight.
And he's kind of casually Tom Welling just kind of casually laying there with this thing sticking out of his chest going, yeah, well, hey, whatever.
Could you maybe help me off?
Yeah, a little help.
Yeah. For the effort.
Right.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool fight. And of course, they're always wrecking Lux.
Yeah, they wrecked Lux If I was Lucifer, I'd be like, come on, man.
Where are you making money to pay for all this?
I would invoice Menadil for this.
Really?
Yeah.
And or Kane, and or both.
Right. Or both, yeah. At least you know Kane has a job.
Mm-hmm. What does Menadil do?
Apparently he's a bum.
Yeah. Well, he does. It's not like he has to eat or anything.
He's not even doing that fake psychiatry anymore.
Right. He didn't have any clients, so it's not like he made any money. He was just there to spy on Linda. Right. And then, of course, we have Dr. Linda, who gets a visit from Charlotte. And
yes, she does.
This is the first time she's seen Charlotte since Charlotte tried to kill her.
Yeah, well, apparently, like seriously abused her in the process. So we find out that, well, hey, Dr. Linda's understandably traumatized by the experience.
A bit, yeah.
And she's just like essentially a deer caught in headlights by the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. And
shaking, a little quivery. And yeah, it's not good. So apparently Dr. Linda needs some therapy.
Yeah. Well,
and some counseling.
I think I would too. But I think that Lucifer also was super insensitive to just say, hey, Charlotte, you need some counseling, go to Dr. Linda, because he sent her there.
Right.
But
Lucifer insensitive? Shut
up. Right.
Right?
And she said, Dr. Linda said...
The devil, you say.
Oh.
See what I did there?
Dr. Linda said, why did you send her to me? Well, this is not that Charlotte. This is the new and improved Charlotte. Well,
It's a Charlotte 2.0.
Yeah. Well, there's still going to be some issues there, I'm guessing. But it looks like Dr. Linda's going to have a chat with her.
Well, she apologizes for laying into her, and she says that her problem isn't with Charlotte, and she wants to help. So,
right.
I guess we'll get some Dr. Linda and Charlotte therapy sessions.
Yep. And then
because apparently she has to treat every member of the cast at some point.
Of course.
To give her something to do.
But it's always gold with Dr. Linda. So
you notice how she doesn't counsel Trixie.
And why would she? Trixie is the most well-balanced cast member.
Apparently the most well-adjusted, yeah.
She is. And speaking of...
She does have issues about her mom getting in danger as a cop.
That is true. And
we know she does have that problem.
A definite eating disorder with chocolate cake.
Seriously, she's going to end up diabetic if she's not careful. Come on, kid. Dial that back a little. She's going to be like, shooting up insulin at 10.
I love that episode where she had chocolate cake all over her face and she was like, I did not eat the chocolate cake.
Suddenly I'm reminded of that Eddie Murphy routine about chocolate. Or no, Bill Cosby routine about chocolate cake.
Yeah. God is great. Give me the chocolate cake.
but that's as far as we're going to talk about Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Because obviously.
Because no, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good bit though.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a bit with Ella and Trixie, which was adorable.
It's Trixie. Trixie scenes are always gold.
Sushi shirt, which I loved.
Basically Ella and Trixie had the same shirt on. So apparently they shop at the same store.
It had sushi on it. Ella is very petite. I could see that happening.
Right.
She could wear like a kid size 12.
Yeah, she gets like the extra large in the kids section.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And then there was a bit of Maze, but not a lot. So there was a bit of almost everyone in this episode.
We haven't really got more of Mazikeen's issues with Dr. Linda.
Not in this episode, no.
Which I thought was kind of odd. I thought we'd still have some of that at least.
And I do have to say that what was I going to say?
I don't know. I guess you don't have to say. Instead of do have to say.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It just totally left my mind.
Keep playing with your cursor.
Well, I realized that I put the wrong thing there.
That's okay.
It goes here.
Anyway, so you don't have anything to say, I guess. All right. Line.
Oh, I do have to say that Lucifer is acting more like the more evolved Lucifer in this episode.
Which again makes me wonder if last week's script was an older script.
Yeah.
That got reused or saved.
Recycled.
Or just maybe wasn't finished until season 3.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But, all right. Anything else about this episode?
Nope, I am good. Oh, I wanted to read this thing from AV Club. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
There's an AV Club article, and I want to give them full credit for this, but they did bring up some good points about Jay.
Yeah.
And it says the biggest problem with Jay isn't that he's secretly a criminal, it's that he's an idiot. It's one thing for Ella to realize her older brother isn't the saint of the family. It's another for the audience to realize, even if she doesn't, just how far off the mark that is. Number 1, he leaves his wallet at the scene of the crime.
Right.
Number 2, he goes into hiding and doesn't think to call his LAPD employed sister for help. Number 3, he doesn't want Ella to know the truth about his work, but once she finds out, he can ask for immunity in exchange for helping out the investigation. He doesn't, and based on the conclusion to this, he wouldn't have needed immunity because he didn't actually do the diamond cleaning, though he does obstruct a lot of justice.
Right.
4, he doesn't understand how doors and vantage points work. 5, he points a gun at a cop, refusing to believe his sister would be able to help him. 6, he knows which hotel the murderer, Dawn, is staying at and doesn't tell anyone. And finally, he believes Dawn when he says his phone died. So all of those put together, he's pretty much an idiot, right?
Well, for most, I mean, a couple of those I can write off as that he was panicking.
The vantage point thing?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe he wasn't thinking, like, he wasn't having, like, awareness, full awareness of his surroundings. Right. I can overlook that because if you're panicking and you're in a rush, you overlook stuff. But the other stuff, not so much.
Just dumb.
He's basically an idiot, yes. Yeah.
So I thought those talking points were pretty funny and kind of true. So I thought I'd share them with you guys. And if you never read the AV Club stuff, you need to go and read it because they have a really good reviews there. So
I'm sure they appreciate your support. So hopefully they throw a little love our way in return.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
So what's your rating?
I gave it 8 sushi shirts.
Okay. I gave it a little bit more than you. I kind of like this one. And I'm liking that, once Ella kind of has more involvement, I like where that they're doing more with her and developing her as a character. Mm-hmm. And we got Trixie, which is always
definitely
gold.
Yeah.
So I give it 8.5 stolen diamonds.
Excellent.
Yep.
I kind of hope that Ella is Pierce's weakness.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Could be.
All right. Supergirl 313.
So, yep. So maybe he'll become vulnerable and be able to be killed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's possible.
Because of Ella's faith.
It could be. It could be. Yeah, Supergirl 313.
I've looked at love from both sides now.
Okay.
Sorry. You don't know that song either?
I don't know that song either. You know me. I'm listening to the punk music and the 80s new wave and stuff. Right. And
so no one knows that song.
Not exactly in my wheelhouse.
All right. Well,
or the Beatles. I listen to the Beatles. There
is a folk song from the 70s called Both Sides Now. And every time I see this title, I cannot help but think of it.
So who sings that song?
I don't know. A folk artist.
Folk artist. Okay. This would be why I don't know it, because I'm not big into folk music. That's not my thing.
Joni Mitchell.
Okay. Well, see, I know of her, and I've listened to some of her stuff.
Okay.
But I don't know that one. All right, so this is written by Jessica Keller and Paula Yu, and directed by Jesse Warren.
All righty.
All right, what's our A, B, and C, Karen?
Purity Testing.
Nice.
B story, Disappearing Act / Lena Learns?
Question mark. Yeah, maybe.
C story, Arranging the Window Dressing.
Nice. Okay. So purity testing, presumably about purity.
Correct.
Yes.
Because
the second world killer.
Correct.
Collect them all.
Her name is Julia. Is that her name?
Yes.
Julia. Okay.
Julia.
Okay.
It's a Beatles song.
Oh, okay.
That's a Beatles song.
Okay. A Beatles song.
Beatles. Yes.
So, all right. They find Julia, and
it's off the White Album, by the way.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. If you heard of the White Album.
Of course I have.
Okay.
I know albums, and I know most of their popular songs. I just don't know the B-sides or whatever.
Got it.
All right, so they find Purity, Julia Purity, and she doesn't know she's a world killer, of course, because of how that works.
Yeah.
And
even though she was like, hit by a car and still alive.
Well, that may have been something like, when you get adrenaline and you push the car off and all that.
Right.
So,
kind of like what Sam went through.
Exactly.
Yes.
Where she doesn't think that there's anything different about her, but she had something.
Like she had some kind of temporary adrenaline rush that saved her life, and that was it.
So I'm assuming that's what Julia thinks. Until, of course, she gets taken in and she goes all ragey and all that stuff. Then she breaks out. Yeah. And they go into the subway, and there's this huge fight, and Kara uses love to get through to her.
Well, that's the power of love.
That's right. That's the power of love.
Dun, dun, dun. A little Huey Lewis coming to you on the countdown. I'm Casey Kasem. I'm Casey Kasem's ghost.
And I need some skivvy snacks.
Holy subways, Batman. Because he used to play Robin on Super Friends.
Yeah, I know.
He did the voice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he also did Shaggy.
This is true.
Mm-hmm.
Zoinks!
Yeah, I had a crush on Shaggy until I found out he did the voice, and then I was like, oh, no.
That turned you off?
Yeah, big time.
Come on, Scoob!
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Come on, Scoob! Raggy Rax!
Ruby Rex.
Yeah, I don't do those very well. All right, so...
That's okay. I watched a lot of Hanna-Barbera as a kid, so...
Me too, but yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, so they find her. They do this whole thing in the subway where they disrupt everybody's commute. Yep. They do all kinds of cave-ins, and so much damage. They're going
to get so many hate tweets from this.
Right?
It's not even funny.
It is not funny.
Yeah.
Subtweets galore.
Hashtag stupid girl.
Right.
Oh.
Stupid girl.
You like that?
Nice. That just tickled me for some reason. Hashtag stupid girl.
Hashtag stupid girl.
Yeah, so lots of stuff happening. They kind of talk her down, and they bring her in again.
Yeah.
And she ends up getting away at the end of the episode.
Well, yeah, because it's only episode 13. Of course she's going to get away.
Right. So she and Rain are loose.
Yep.
In the city.
They're world killer twinsies.
Yeah. And that goes along with Sam taking some time off because Lena is saying, oh, you must be exhausted, except for the fact that she's never at work, so why is she exhausted?
Well, she didn't voluntarily take off. So, Lena Luthor went to her and said, I think you look tired. I think you need a break.
Right. But she's never at work, so why does she need a break?
Here's the thing, though. Sam is insistent, like, I'm cool. I'm good. Right. Even though I keep blacking out and showing up in places and occasionally, like, having a little, exorcist moment with my, strange look when I get possessed.
Right.
But no big deal.
Yeah, so Lena says...
NBD.
Take a day off and go spend it with Ruby. So she and Ruby go, what is it, ice skating or roller skating? I can't remember. Ice skating.
Yeah, they go ice skating, and, they start having fun. Like, they're kind of enjoying themselves. And then all of a sudden, Ruby turns around. Sam's gone.
Yep, disappearing act.
She's like, wait, what
she vanished into thin air.
Gone.
Right. And I'm assuming she just flew away or something, right?
Or just raced away.
Right. Whichever one.
Yeah.
And she calls Lena, Ruby,
Yeah.
calls Lena and says, come get me.
Yeah.
And Lena and she are talking, and I guess Ruby tells her all these things that have been happening, and is Lena putting things together? Because by the end of the episode,
Yeah.
Lena is saying, I know what's going on with you. And it's like, dun, dun, dun.
Yep.
It's like that.
I heard some of that. I heard half of that.
Okay.
Before it faded out. I heard a dun.
It's all right. It's on the thing. So,
As long as on your end, it's all good.
It is, yeah.
All right. So, so very dramatic. Will she piece this together?
Here's
We'll
my
find out next
opinion.
time.
Here's my opinion.
Yeah.
I think she's going to say something, but it's not, I know you're Rain, but it might lead to them finding out she's Rain.
Maybe.
I don't think she knows she's Rain.
Well, again, we still have 9 episodes to go in the season.
Correct.
So
I don't think, here's the deal. And we got feedback on Made of Steel, and I agree with it. If she figures out that Sam is Rain and she still doesn't know that Kara is Supergirl, I call BS.
Yeah.
Because Rain wears a mask.
Well, just like, Lois with Superman, it's the glasses.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
They work every time.
So stupid. Rain wears a mask that covers her whole face.
Well, here's the thing. Why doesn't Lex Luthor figure out that Clark Kent is Superman?
I don't know. It's so dumb.
He did once in this Superman Volume 2, Number 2 by John Byrne.
Yeah.
Back in 87. He had this, basically fed a bunch of information in this computer, and it spat out Clark Kent as Superman. And Lexus is like, no way he's not Superman. Are you kidding me with that? I trust myself. I know his ego basically was just like,
if I couldn't figure that out, then
if I
it
couldn't
can't
figure
be
out
true.
that computer is wrong, have it destroyed, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Well, I still think it's dumb that they haven't figured it out.
Maybe Luthers have a blind spot where this is concerned.
Maybe. But she does see both of them all the time.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, to be fair, there was the bit with, remember, Jean impersonating Kara.
I know.
So,
still,
maybe,
they look exactly like.
That's a pretty good, well.
And she was with Mon-El, and Mon-El shows up with Kara all the time.
Oh, Kara does kind of slouch more, like Christopher Reeve does.
Oh yeah, I guess that really is the big difference.
Well, it's presence. I
guess. All right, and then arranging the window dressing. I'm so mad about this.
Yeah.
So mad. Mon-El and Imra.
Ooh, I sense a rant coming.
Have an arranged marriage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Basically, we find out, Mon-El and Saturn Girl, not quite in love.
Right.
As we thought. And now, at least on Mon-El's end, I think.
Can I just...
Yeah.
This is supposed to be...
Right.
A women-empowered show.
Yes. And this is from the 31st century. But alien culture...
Not just that. I'm talking about from real-world stuff.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Imra.
Yeah. Yeah.
She is literally just arm candy. She never goes to help with anything. I mean, she's just there.
Yeah.
Why doesn't she go with Mon-El to help anyone?
I consider
she been an asset?
I consider this Imra S. Gino. Saturn Girl in name only.
Mm-hmm.
She's not Saturn Girl. Not the Saturn Girl I know.
Right now, she's nothing.
Who is at several times the Legion's leader, and confident and formidable.
Right.
This is not the Saturn Girl that I know.
This is why I put window dressing, because she's literally just hanging around doing nothing.
Yeah.
And she says to Mon-El, are you still in love with her? And he says, I don't know. And I call BS on that as well, because he does know.
Right.
He is still in love with her. You don't just fall out of love with someone. And she knows that. He would be better to say, of course I do, but I'm also in love with you. That would be better.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, here's the thing that bothered me. He tells her that, well, I'm not sure how I feel about Kara.
Mm-hmm.
And she's supposed to just stand there and be cool about it,
Right.
going, like, oh, okay, I will give you some time to figure out your feelings, even though we're supposed to be married.
Right.
And supposedly even though maybe at first we weren't in love, we fell in love.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly.
Right. It makes me so mad.
And then all of a sudden your ex-girlfriend shows up because we came back to the 21st century. And then now you're just like, oh, I have to work out my feelings about the issue.
Right.
Come on.
And if this whole thing is a setup so that he and Kara can get back together, and I liked him and Kara together, but this seems really contrived.
Yeah.
So it's bothering me.
Right.
Right? I don't like this whole mess that's happening here.
It's set up horribly and it's being executed horribly.
Why did they even marry him off?
Yeah.
Why didn't they just bring them on as two single people?
Well,
right?
The whole thing is they wanted to complicate the issue.
They wanted
Kara.
angst.
They wanted angst because, hey, the CW between Kara and Mon-El, that it wasn't going to be all
well,
rosy.
they could have been in a relationship instead of married, because married really makes me mad.
Exactly. Why didn't they have Mon-El fall in love with somebody else?
Right.
Like I don't know, Shadowlass. Just saying.
Married really pisses me off.
Yeah.
And then Imra says, maybe it's time to tell him why we really came here.
Right.
All menacing, like, what?
Well, no, it's just more like, okay, we have an ulterior motive we haven't talked about yet for being here.
Right.
Which makes sense, because why else would they be here?
Yeah, but maybe now is the time. So does that mean they're supposed to let Kara die or something?
Well, it just is like, well, hey, maybe we should have brought this up several episodes ago, that when we first showed up and got woken up and whatever.
Yeah, but it seems like she's only saying it because he's talking about Kara.
Like maybe we could have talked to Jean about it, if nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
Something.
Again, she's window dressing.
No, it's just bad writing. There are no bad characters. I'm a firm believer of this. There's bad writers.
I am too. And this is, if they've been setting this whole thing up for this to break up a marriage, Kara would never want to break up a marriage, ever. She would never be happy with that.
Well, it's going to be all Mon-El's fault.
It doesn't matter.
Because he's the dude.
It doesn't matter. She would never want that to happen.
Yeah.
So, I cannot.
I just don't like seeing Saturn Girl having to okay, I'll stand over here and just kind of, I don't know, read a magazine or something.
Same.
While you get your act together and
right.
figure out.
And also, I'll sit over here crossing my legs with Brainy while you go out and save the day all the time with your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
Even though I have really great powers that I could be out helping you with.
Well, I'll be okay with it if they wake up Lightning Lad and hook Saturn Girl and Lightning Lad up. Instead, it's like, okay, Lightning Lad's here. I guess Saturn Girl could be with Lightning Lad, and that frees up Mon-El. That would be the only way I would deem this okay.
Just right now it's a huge mess. And they're writing her so badly, it's making me mad.
Right.
So, yeah, there is a little bit of an issue there. Now, that's really the only part of the episode I hated with a vengeance.
Right. Yeah.
The rest of it I thought was really, really good, though. I liked seeing the other world killer. I liked... Yeah,
I liked the actress that they had playing Purity.
Yeah, she was great.
She was really good, and she was really menacing.
Mm-hmm.
And with she obviously had white contacts in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she was having a little trouble with the contacts at times.
They hurt, those white contacts, I've heard.
But she pulled it off, though, because she was very, she threw herself physically into the part.
She did.
Got really into it. And I thought she was a great physical actress, and I liked that a lot.
I think so. And I also like the parts with Sam and Ruby and Lena and all that. So I think overall it was a good episode. I just hate the angstiness of the CW part, which I will never love in a superhero show.
If it was natural and it flowed out of the story, okay, but
different.
So many times on these CW superhero shows, it's forced,
right,
and doesn't need to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, same for Riverdale too. Really, if you watch Riverdale
is a soap opera.
Yeah,
I mean they built that like that.
Yeah,
so I'm willing to forgive that. You know, because
it's supposed to be like
right. They made it like that. So, I mean, I don't even think of that as Archie. It's a soap opera. It's like, you know, Supernatural.
Okay.
You know, it's a soap opera.
It's not a real show.
Set in Archie land. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Anything else with Supergirl?
I don't think so. I think now you were a little more generous on this one than I was.
Yeah, because I loved the rest of the episode. I really, really loved it.
Okay, so what's your rating?
I gave it 8.5 Lisa Loeb songs because, hello, Jean.
Yeah.
Really clued in. He's so woke with the Lisa Loeb songs and Empire and all that.
You know Jean is listening to Coldplay too.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Yeah. Yeah. We got somebody needs to recommend something a little better for Jean.
Even Maroon 5, because they got a new album out. Come on, Maroon 5, they're awesome.
They were in their first album, and then they went downhill once they went like pop, and
okay, how about
the voice pop?
How about OK Go?
OK Go.
Their videos are insane.
Yeah, they are insane. I like OK Go. They're all right.
All right.
I have nothing against OK Go. That's good. Let's do that.
So OK Go then.
Yeah, I'm okay for OK Go.
Okay. So let's go. What is your rating?
My rating is 8 out of 10 bottles of Martian moonshine because Jean breaks out the good stuff.
Now, there was a good part to that story where he and Mon...
They're basically like, okay, you need a drink, son.
Mm-hmm. I like that part of the storyline.
Yeah.
Because he does need to have a go-to-Jesus moment.
Yep.
But
well, in Jean's case, it would be Haranmir.
Go to Haranmir moment.
The Martian god.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Or go to Rao moment.
That's a little in-joke for all you Martian Manhunter fans out there.
Right.
All two of you.
That's right. Yeah. 3, if you count me.
Okay. All right. 3. All right. That's good.
I have all of Martian Manhunter's runs.
So if you know Haranmir, points to you for catching that reference.
Exactly.
All right.
But he is talking to Mon, so it could also be Rao. Haranmir Rao.
Well, Rao is well, that's true. That's Kara's god.
Isn't it kind of their god?
Mm-mm. Not Jean's god. Haranmir is
I know, but I'm talking about Mon's. What would
Mon-El?
Mon's be?
Daxam. I don't know. Daxamites have their own god, presumably.
I guess so.
Yeah, they don't follow Rao, at least. Well, they might in this continuity because with Daxam orbiting the same red sun as Krypton, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good question. Good question. All right.
It's irrelevant. All right.
What do elephants have to do with this?
Yeah, I know. Okay. All right. The Flash 413. It was a horrible elephant depression.
I liked it.
Well, thank you.
It was adorbs.
Thank you. The Flash 413 True Colors.
You let your true colors shining through.
And I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. There you go. All right. Yep.
Cyndi Lauper song turned into commercial fodder.
Yeah, but I still love the song.
It's a good song. I like Cyndi Lauper, so I'm okay. Mm-hmm. True Colors written by Jonathan Butler and Gabriel Garza. And directed by Tara Nicole Weir.
Awesome.
All right.
All familiar names.
Yep.
A story. He has flexibility.
Yes. Yes, he does.
B story. Amuneting metas.
Uh-huh.
And the C story, there's 2. Do you devow to tell the whole truth?
Okay.
Sorry. I know that's stupid.
Yeah.
And hazard pay. Hazard play.
Hazard play. Yeah.
Devout.
All right.
Devout. Yeah. That is the worst storyline title. I'm sorry. I am sorry. It's so bad that I got an eyelash in my eye just now from it.
All right. Well, yeah. I give you, like a B for the effort.
Well, thank you.
On that one. So you did, yeah. That was good. I see where you were going with it. So I'm done.
Well, okay, he's testifying in his news DeVoe. So
Right. Yeah. Yep.
DeVoe.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny.
It's funny because it's so stupid.
It's like little kid funny.
Yeah.
Like little kid joke.
Or dad funny.
Oh, dad funny. Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah. Okay.
Like
Clueless dad funny.
Right.
Yeah. Dad joke. Okay.
All right. So he has flexibility as the main story. And this is, of course, Ralph Dibny as the elongated man.
Although we don't get to see him as the elongated man.
No, not too much, because he has taken on... This is apparently... one of his powers that he doesn't have in the comic books.
No, they just whipped up this brand new power for Ralph. They basically turned him into Plastic Man.
Right.
I guess for whatever reason, we don't have either the rights to Plastic Man or we're not going to use Plastic Man, but we're going to turn Ralph into Plastic Man.
He seems to be an amalgam.
So now he can suddenly shapeshift like Jean.
Right.
And apparently he can change his own skin pigmentation.
And voice.
Now, voice I could kind of understand because maybe he
would change his
larynx.
Sure.
Okay, that one I could kind of buy if if you knew how to do that.
Right, but color,
like all of a sudden, Ralph is able to flood his skin with melanin.
Yeah, I don't know.
What?
I don't know. And what about the stubble?
Yeah.
He gets stubble right away.
Well, maybe he stretched the beard hair that was already underneath the skin.
Maybe.
But it's pretty shaky ground, if you ask me.
A lot of that's pretty shaky. Now, mind you, again, we're talking about superheroes, so...
I'm guessing if Sterling Gates had written this episode, as he wrote the major two Elongated Man episodes this season, probably would have come up with something a little better. Just saying.
Yeah. Now, one of the things I did love about this storyline was that it gave the actors that he was impersonating...
Right.
A chance to play the Ralph Dibny character
as them.
As
their character. So basically they could be more comedic because it's Ralph struggling to pull off the impression.
Right.
Yes.
Which I thought was great.
Impersonation, yeah.
Yeah. To see the I can't remember his name. The warden.
Warden Wolf. Yeah.
With the little ticks like Ralph Dibny.
Yep.
Was fantastic.
Yeah, well, that guy was early the bounty hunter on Firefly, if you recall. Mm-hmm. You know, the guy that said, does that seem right to you? That guy? If you were a Firefly fan?
Yeah.
I kept waiting for, Warden Wolf to say, does that seem right to you?
Yeah.
But no such luck. So I knew that guy could act. Mm-hmm. So I was looking forward to seeing this, and he does had some comedic chops as evidenced in Firefly, even though he was playing a bounty hunter that was there to kill everybody.
Right.
But so I was looking forward to that. So yeah, the Richard Brooks, he's a really good actor.
Right,
I like
Richard
him.
Brooks.
Yes,
that is correct. He was great. And I also
they end up killing him off.
Yeah.
And just about everybody else.
But I think that was part of the plan that Amunet and DeVoe had.
The Thinker, yeah.
That they didn't want him in the way anymore. So, I mean, I think that was part of their end game already.
So you want to do that? Almost kind of leads us into Amuneting metas.
Sure. He was setting up... Well, the last episode was... It ended up where we saw Wolf taking... Barry into custody, quote unquote, in order to deliver him.
Yeah, basically he knocked him out. Right. And he called up Amunet and he said, hey girl, I got you a superhero.
Right. Now, he had more than one meta. He had a few of them in cages, one of them being Hazard.
Right. And they're all villains that we met this season, villains from the bus.
Right. Except for Barry.
Right.
And being on the bus, that's kind of important.
Right. Especially considering that, the Thinker had the perfect opportunity to kill Barry, did not take it.
Yep, he did.
For a deliberate reason.
Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
Wait. Why? Why didn't he kill Barry?
Well, here's my theory on this. Because, okay, he killed everybody that was on the bus.
Right.
To get their powers.
Right.
Right?
Uh-huh. But he can't take Flash's powers.
Well, no, just using all those tentacle things to essentially suck that out of them.
Right.
Whatever. Their abilities and memories or whatnot. I think he just basically came up with this plan. And, he manipulated this whole thing with the bus. And to get all these powers. Those are the specific power set that I need to pull off this goal. Or whatever.
Okay.
We don't know what the end game is yet.
Right.
I don't. But apparently, I think he wanted this specific power set.
Okay. And he doesn't need Barry, but why would he let Barry go?
Well, maybe he figures that he wasn't familiar with Ralph impersonating him because that hadn't happened.
So he figured Barry was just going to go back to jail. So he figured
Barry was going to go back to jail, and he was out of the picture. So this was something that the Thinker, who keeps saying, well, I'm 5 steps ahead of you, did not see coming.
Right.
Because, one, it was a variable that was thrown into the mix that he couldn't have possibly anticipated.
Right.
With Ralph figuring out this power.
Right.
Yeah.
And he chose a different body also in this episode.
Yeah. Really interesting. He went, of all the bodies that he could have taken for himself, he goes for Hazard.
Yeah.
Who's all of 5 foot tall.
Yeah.
If that. Maybe more closer to 4'10".
Maybe he wanted to see what it was like on the other side.
A chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wanted to see.
So then he goes hooks up with his wife, the mechanic, later in the episode. Mm-hmm. So he's like, "Hey, honey, check out the new bod."
And he gives her some sort of a love potion-y stuff.
Yeah.
I guess.
Kind of something to kind of keep her under control.
Subdued.
Yes, maybe a tranquilizer of some sort.
Right. And to keep her from
like a super Valium.
And what she was going through music in her head to stop him from breaking in.
Thoughts.
So that kind of stopped that from happening.
Maybe.
But yeah, that was dirty.
Yeah. So, when we find out at the end of the episode that she's having her own concerns, especially now that, hey, he's in Hazard's body. Mm-hmm. It's okay, I'm not sure where this whole plan thing of yours is going. Right,
but he gives her whatever that is, and she.
So I think the Thinker has his own agenda.
Oh yeah.
And on top of, he hasn't told his wife. He's not clued her in on his ultimate goal here.
Right, and of course, with Ralph being able to shift into other people's bodies, he takes the form of DeVoe and clears Barry of the charges, which
he basically walks into the courtroom, wheels in the courtroom and is like, "Hey, everybody, I'm alive.
Look, I'm alive. How can
he be I guess we'll just hey, free Barry and bye everybody.
How could he have killed me?" Yeah. So there's that.
You're like a DeVoe out. Peace out.
Right. And then they all gather at Barry's house at the end, and they realize that DeVoe, the real DeVoe, is going after all the bus metas.
Right.
And just before Ralph Dibney walks in, they're like, "We have our own bus meta." And he's like, "Hi, everyone."
Yep. So it's hey, Ralph, you might be a target.
Yeah, or we could use you as bait. I don't know which one they were leaning towards there.
Probably more the bait.
Yeah, probably more the bait. We have our own bus meta.
Yep.
So, yeah, there was...
And Ralph's just like, what?
What?
Why is everybody looking at me?
Who's behind me?
Nose twitches. Twitch.
Yep.
Twitch.
So I'm guessing we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
Now, I have to admit that this was not my favorite episode because I don't like that they threw this power at us that is not Ralph's power.
Yeah.
Because it didn't make sense to me and it took me out of the episode.
Well, for me, they did this basically to wrap up the whole Barry's in the Slammer.
Which you love.
Well, here's the thing. This is the 4th episode.
Right.
You know, the first episode he got busted.
Are you just happy that they went on your schedule?
Well, I did call it, didn't I?
I know you did. Perfect.
So 4 episodes.
No, I'm happy he's out.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'm happy he's out.
Right.
And he's still, even up to the point where he gets left out, he still didn't know how to do the hash marks.
Well, that whole courtroom thing and, you know, him being in the Slammer or whatnot was just
dumb.
Yes. It was poorly executed. Mm-hmm. So the sooner it was over, the better.
I agree.
In my opinion. I want to see Barry back out on the streets being a hero.
Honestly, is that a reason just to rate it? Thank God he's out. Well,
not only that, but the fact that, I kind of like, you know, I did like the fact that Ralph he is going to be able to bring more to the table.
A utility player, yeah.
Yes, and I like seeing Katie Sackhoff as Amunet with her really hammy British accent, but for some reason that just tickles me for some reason.
Yeah, you know what? After talking about it, I'm wondering whether I should raise my grade a little bit.
I think you should, at least a half point.
All right. I will.
Did I talk you into it?
Yes, you did. And talking about the episode helped.
Good. And and I like the little Killer Frost pep talk.
Yes,
to Ralph.
That was good.
And I like the fact that she just turns herself into Killer Frost because Ralph's not listening to Caitlin. Right. So
until you've tried to kill the team.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So are we good on this episode?
I think we're good. So my rating for this episode, I'll go first this time. I'm still more generous than you, but I give it 8.5 napkins clogging a toilet because this was Barry's big escape plan.
Yeah.
Now, that was one thing I did. Another thing I really liked about this episode. Barry was doing science. Mm-hmm. He was sciencing the hell out of everything.
Yep.
Like forget Matt Damon, you know, in The Martian. Barry was sciencing. And it's like, yes, he's a scientist. Mm-hmm. They're letting him be a scientist. And Star Labs is nowhere to be found, giving him pointers on everything.
He was being Barry.
He was being the Barry that I want to see. So, yes, I gave that an extra half
point. That's a good point.
Thank you.
That was very good.
I like that. I want more science Barry.
Yeah, me too. More smart Barry.
Yeah. More independent Barry.
Mm-hmm. Like he was when he showed up on Arrow.
Yeah. Yeah, like when when his first appearance, when he's the CSI guy on the scene, and
he doesn't have speed.
Yeah, and he doesn't have Team Flash, you know, relaying stuff over, you know, his headset.
Exactly.
Radio. Yeah. All right.
All right. So, I give it 8 melty ears.
Right, because that was they had to come up with some way to expose Ralph as the impersonator so that things could go awkwardly. And so that was the big tell, that Ralph's left ear would kind of droop over, you know, kind of like my cats, you know, when
yes, exactly.
At certain times,
yes.
It kind of droops, folds over,
yeah. That was it was gross.
Yeah,
and it slid down his face too. I mean, it was like
it just kind of drooped over like a melted candle.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
It was very sad looking.
Yeah, it was.
What? Is my face on fire? Is my hair out?
Yeah, exactly. What? Is my hair out? Yeah.
Hercules.
Yes, Hades. I love that.
Hercules.
That's one of my top 5 Disney movies.
Me too. I love that movie.
It's up there big time. Maybe top 3. I really like that movie.
It's in my top 5.
It's so quotable.
It's in my top 5.
So insanely quotable.
Yeah.
All right.
Memo to me. Kill you later.
You got Panic slurping on a drink cup going. thirsty.
Panic and pain.
Yeah.
Is my hair out? That's one of my favorite lines in the whole movie.
And you are wearing his merchandise.
They look like tourists.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they look kind of stylish.
Nice Bobcat impression.
Thank you. That's my Bobcat Gotham.
Bobcat
everyone.
and Matt Frewer as Pain and Panic.
Yep. Matt Frewer, Max Headroom fame.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And Matt Frewer on an episode of Alter Carbon, if you're watching that on Netflix.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't started Altered
He's
Carbon.
like in episode 5. It's pretty cool.
Is
They throw a lot of sci-fi, a lot of hard sci-fi at you, but it looks
worth
cool. And Joe Kinnaman's good, and it's pretty good. It's not the best, but it looks neat. It's cool to have a good at least a visually interesting sci-fi series.
I really loved Black Mirror.
They spent a ton of money on it.
Black Mirror was insane. I want more of that.
Black Mirror is good, but I've realized that I'm not that big into anthologies.
Mm.
Like I like a narrative.
You like an arc.
Well, like even if they're standalone episodes, I just like that kind of flow from episode to episode. I don't like having to start over from the beginning and learn a whole bunch of new characters every episode in a new setting.
I get it.
Because I watched some Black Mirror, like the Callister, which is a really effed up episode.
It is. It's great.
So if you watch the Callister, yes, it's if you're a Star Trek fan,
yeah,
you should watch the Callister.
Yes.
And it'll make you look at classic Star Trek in a completely different way.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
But the upside to that though is that you can watch any episode of Black Mirror.
Right.
And you won't feel lost.
No, because it's a brand new story every episode.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can pick or choose.
Right.
And you can skip all of season 3.
Yeah. Or you could just do what I do and just wait for everybody to rave about a certain episode and go check that episode
and then go
out.
watch that episode.
And then you don't have to watch the whole thing. You can just watch the really good ones.
Right.
That everybody talks about.
I'll have to list you a few
there
of the ones I loved.
A recommended list.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. All right. Next.
Black Lightning 104. Black Jesus. Ooh.
Black Lightning.
Nice comic. Is that number 4?
This is number 4. That came out this past week.
That looks like a hardcover.
No, it's not.
Is it? Oh.
It's just a single issue.
Oh. But no, is it one of those kind of harder cover?
No.
It's a floppy cover? Okay.
No, it's a regular comic book.
Okay.
Yeah, back in the day, and not like Marvel, which has basically prints their comics on tissue paper these days.
Yeah.
Used Kleenex. DC actually
with the finer
DC actually
paper.
Prints them on comic books that don't blow away in the wind.
Right. I just wondered if it was on that almost cardboard,
no,
really
it's
thin.
Not, it's not like a cardstock cover.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a regular comic book cover.
Awesome. I'll have to go get it.
Regular DC comic book cover.
Looks really nice.
Yeah, it's good.
All right,
and written by Tony Isabella, the creator really of Black Lightning.
Excellent.
So yeah.
So just as good.
Yep, just as good.
So who wrote and directed
Black Jesus? Written by Pat Charles, directed by Michael Schultz.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. The A story, it kind of rhymes. So it kind of flows into each other. So I use both of these phrases. Yes. Red light, green light, 2 bits, $1.
Okay.
That's all one storyline title.
Yep.
Don't piss off Harriet.
Okay.
They're calling her Harriet, remember?
Oh, yeah. It's a reference to Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman, yes.
Yeah.
Don't piss her off, because she'll come back.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vice isn't nice.
Yeah.
Tobias.
Okay.
And evolution.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
Good.
So can I start with Vice isn't nice, because I have got to talk to you about this vice principal.
Okay. All right.
Hello.
Yeah, what's up with her?
What's up with her is she wants his job.
That's what I'm thinking. She's ambitious and ready to throw Jefferson under the bus so that she can. Yep.
Yep.
Get him in trouble with the school board, so the school board fires him, and she becomes the new principal.
Not just that, I think she knows that he's going to side with the kids sooner rather than later.
Right.
And that's going to force him to break that rule, which will get him fired. Either way, he'll either rub the board the wrong way or he'll break the rule, which will cause him to automatically get fired, and she'll be able to take his job. So she's kind of got that catch-22 thing happening. And she's like, I'm always on your side. And I'm like, you are so not. You.
Well, here's the funny part. If that happens and Jefferson is fired, how do you think the kids are going to react to that? Because they love him.
That is not going to go over well.
No, it's not.
And she is not going to be well loved. That's for sure.
Yeah, basically that school is going to be like a riot zone.
Yep. Yeah. Does she really think she's going to keep control over those kids? I think that there is someone pulling her strings.
Oh.
And they want her to be in charge. They don't want Pierce in charge anymore.
Interesting. So maybe someone on the school board or somebody above the school board?
Lady Eve?
Could be. Could be Lady Eve.
Because Pierce is stopping drugs from being sold to kids in the school.
Yeah.
And
Lady Eve seems to be manipulating a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Yep. So that's my thought, at least, is that, someone wants their lackey in charge, or at least someone that they can manipulate.
But remember, Lady Eve could be working for someone too,
Of course.
As we talked about last week when we talked about Cobra.
That's right.
Cobra! Wait, no, that's the G.I. Joe Cobra.
G.I. Joe!
A real American hero.
We're singing too much on this episode.
We never sing too much.
G.I. Joe is there. G.I. Joe.
The more you know, and knowing is half the battle.
And knowing is half the battle. One of the best episodes of Community, by the way, was the G.I. Joe episode. I really liked that one.
I don't think I saw that one.
It was in the last season.
Oh, season 6?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I missed that.
It was good.
Okay.
Okay. They were all in a G.I. Joe cartoon.
Got it.
Because Jeff got hurt.
Oh, is that the animated episode?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wanted to see that one, but I missed it. I haven't watched. I need to go down Netflix and watch it.
Yeah, you need to watch it. It's
I
good.
do. Okay.
All right. So yeah, she is conniving, and I really do think that someone's pulling her strings. So there's that. Now talking about Lady Eve.
Yeah.
What was that going on the table there? Is she reanimating someone, or?
That's a good question, because she was, here's the thing. She was performing an autopsy.
Oh, wait a minute. He was sewn up already.
Okay, maybe it was a reverse autopsy.
I think she's performing some kind of voodoo.
Well, here's the thing, though. Okay, so Tobias is there, Tobias Whale.
Right.
And this is where she's like questioning Tobias's loyalty and his work ethic after failing to kill Black Lightning several years ago. Mm-hmm. So she's like, okay, now how about killing Black Lightning for me?
Right.
Okay.
Because he's not dead, and you assured me he was.
So just as Tobias walks out the door, the body on the table opens its eyes.
Right. But here's what I got from it. The dude has the autopsy scars, but they're sealed up already.
Yeah.
So he's already been autopsied.
Yeah.
And she's doing some weird thing with like a liposuction tool. I think what she's doing is she's like injecting stuff in order to...
Well, here's my theory on this.
Zombify him or something?
Apparently, she got a hold of Madame Gao in New York, and Madame Gao, working with the Hand, sent her Lady Eve a shipment of the resurrection juice. No?
No.
No Daredevil crossover?
No crossover. No. DC over here, Marvel over here.
Well, it's a DC Marvel crossover.
No. I don't know what's going on. I don't.
Tell me that wouldn't work, though.
Yeah, I know. And the first thing I thought is...
Like, Cobra's basically ripping off the Hand.
The first thing I thought is she's doing some weird sadistic thing to someone who's still alive. But then I looked at it and I thought, this guy's already been autopsied, so she's bringing him back to life.
Well, Cobra needs followers.
That's what I'm thinking. Is she's doing
Just
some
saying.
weird voodoo
Yep.
thing.
Snake cult.
It's
to
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Tobias, of course, he's doing some weird stuff in this. He goes to the guy.
How weirder than bringing somebody back from the dead.
Yeah. Speaking of autopsy, he goes to the ME who assured him that Black Lightning was dead.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
And he says, did he look like, who does he say? Did he look like who? Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, was he dressed like Earth, Wind, and Fire? Or the Maurice White from Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Right. And the guy has
Which
no
got a lot
idea.
of laughs on Twitter about that.
Oh, I was laughing my ass off. And the guy, of course, has no idea who he's talking about.
I kept waiting for him to say, like, is Tobias Whale going to have to choke a bitch?
Right. Okay, nice Pulp Fiction reference.
Thank you. No. Actually, I was going with, was it that Rick James? What's his name?
Yeah.
You know the comedian I'm talking about.
From Comedy Central.
Yeah. Dave Chappelle.
Yes.
Dave Chappelle's Rick James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I got a choke a bitch? Yeah.
Yeah. Rick James got a choke.
But it's kind of how, what's his name would talk on Pulp Fiction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Reminded me of that. Anyway, so Tobias goes and intimidates that guy and finds out, of course, that Black Lightning's not dead. And that guy doesn't have long to live.
Right.
And then he figures out a plan to make people hate Black Lightning. And that is...
Yep. That's Supervillain 101, is to turn the public opinion against the hero.
That's right.
Especially in the Marvel Universe.
That's right. So he finds the kid who was shot.
Khalil.
Right.
Yeah, so Khalil, he hooks Khalil up off camera with like money and video games and sport gear and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And so, keeps whispering into his ear that, hey, Black Lightning's why you're in this.
He could have
mission.
saved you.
Yeah, it's all Black Lightning's fault.
But you got shot instead. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's really ramping up the ass part of his name.
Well,
Tobias.
he's the villain.
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to.
Well, he's a minor villain.
Oh, and then he says, oh, by the way, I have a cure for your pain.
That's right. The first one's free.
Yep. Well, the taste. Yeah, you get the first taste is free.
Mm-hmm. So. Exactly. Okay, and then don't piss off Harriet. Okay, what's the daughter's name, please?
Anissa.
Anissa, thank you.
Yeah, the older daughter.
Right. So Anissa is driving around, and she sees two of her students standing on the corner with some drug dealers that are trying to sell them drugs.
Yeah. They're basically they're the ones selling this new drug, Green Light, which is on the streets.
And she pulls over and says, "Get in the car."
Yeah.
And the two drug dealers are like,
she tells the kids to get back to school because remember she's a teacher.
Right. And they're like, whatever. And the two guys are like, you're fronting. What is up with you? They're calling her all kinds of names.
Well, she like confronts the dealers. Mm-hmm. Well, she was like ready to go lay into them with her powers.
Right.
But she had to like, maybe not.
Right. Then they called her a bitch.
Yeah.
And she turns back around.
Yeah, that's not a good move.
Right. She turned back around and kind of, got all up in their face, and they didn't know what to do with that.
Yeah. And
then she got back in the car.
Yeah. Then she got back to him later and knocked both of them out.
Yeah, she did.
And then she had checked her vital signs, realizing one of them was in pretty bad shape, so she had to call the ambulance.
Right. But still, don't piss her off because that is bad news. And I actually kind of enjoyed that.
Thunder. Feel the thunder.
Yeah.
Lightning in the thunder.
They deserved it. So the red light, green light, 2 bits a dollar. Now, okay, there's some serious tones here, but I gotta say, the biggest laugh of the whole episode.
2 bits.
2 bits.
Yeah, this guy is essentially like the Turk of Black Lightning. Like
Yes.
if you're a Daredevil fan, because a lot of this show seems to be following the Daredevil format.
Mm-hmm.
Then definitely 2-Bits is like the Turk of this show. So basically, shady guy connected to a lot of low crime in the city, but he's an idiot.
Oh boy, and
yeah,
wow, to ask for a selfie before he gets knocked out.
Right. You got to admire the balls, though.
Right.
That was a ballsy move to go like selfie, but like getting like
before you knock me out.
Yeah, a selfie.
How about a selfie? And of course,
and Black Lightning's like.
He kind of looks at him. I mean, he's almost like gonna take the picture, and he's like, "What are you?" And he knocks him out.
Yeah. So what are you doing, fool? Yeah, knocks him out.
So 2-Bits is someone that he went to school with.
Right.
Tries to confront him as himself first, and gets nowhere.
Right.
But he's one of the people running this red light stuff.
Green light stuff.
I'm sorry, green light stuff. Yeah. And he only finds out stuff when he goes back as Black Lightning.
Right.
And 2-Bits gives him a little more information, and I'm guessing it's just going to unravel as we move along.
Yeah. Yeah, so hopefully we see the return of 2-Bits.
Oh, please.
They need to have that guy just get the crap kicked out of him by Black Lightning on a regular basis.
We have got to see more of him. And, okay, who's his side guy? The guy who helps him.
Oh, you mean who helps Jefferson?
Yeah.
Peter Gamby.
Thank you. Gamby. Oh. Gamby was in this one, and I have to say, this episode I felt like there was a little bit of stretching for me, a little bit of chewing the scenery for me with him. Like some of his lines that got delivered, I was like,
Yeah.
Okay, not so much.
Didn't quite work for you?
Didn't ring so true. And it's not that he was, it's not even the ones that he was facetious about.
Yeah.
There were some other lines that I was like, okay, you're a better actor than that. Because he's been better in the past. But this one was...
They were very expository.
Yes. And I felt like, okay, this isn't the actor that we've been seeing in these episodes. So this one wasn't as good. Now, I love that character. And if they go the way of the comics with him, it's going to be super interesting.
Right.
To see where that goes, because he has a bit of a past connected to Black Lightning's past. So we'll find that out if that happens. Not giving away anything. But anyway, I just... The parts where he was like quoting... and I think he was quoting the rapper, but I know the rapper was quoting Scarface.
Okay.
When he was talking about don't get higher in your own supply. It was a Scarface quote, but then it was a rapper quoting that, Well,
a lot of rappers, the rap guys are big into Scarface.
Right. So
it's like a gangsta thing.
Right. So, I mean, I know that was supposed to be delivered a certain way, and it was, but then other lines were hammed up, I think, as well. So
let's just chalk this up to the writer,
Pat
Charles. Pat Charles, no relation. That makes you laugh every time I do it.
That's your first name. That's funny. I like it.
You like the no relation?
I like it.
All right. So, what else do we have
What am I
here?
missing?
Evolution. Well, we talked
that's Lady
about
Eve.
her. Yeah, we kind of talked about her. Okay. I think we're good on this.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Anything else? Let's see. Lynn is still being Lynn, although
we got to see her in her scrubs, in her doctor's outfit.
Yeah. She does say that Lynn tells her, like, okay, I'm kind of upset at you for putting on the suit again, but I still love you.
Right. So a little softening.
A little bit.
Not much.
They need more.
Yes, especially since...
To make her more likable, because right now, not so much.
Especially since her daughter is using her powers.
Yeah.
That needs to happen fast.
Right. And Jennifer isn't really down with Khalil, all this stuff that Khalil suddenly hooked up with. And Khalil, now he's kind of buying into his own news reports.
Right.
And Jennifer is just kind of like, I quit track to like be supportive for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's some
she might be
friction
kind of regretting that.
Yeah. Plus, he's going to get in with Tobias and everything, and she's not going to be up for that at all.
No. But maybe it will lead her into getting in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Black Lightning has to save his daughter again.
Right.
At least until they get their own superpowers and can save themselves.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
Unless Thunder comes in to save her sister instead.
That's a thought as well.
Yeah. So it's like maybe Black Lightning doesn't always have to be the one that rescues Jennifer.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
We could have some powerful women on this show too.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Well, we are going to get one
bitchy.
Well,
mother.
we are going to get Thunder.
Thunder,
so,
yeah.
So maybe eventually Lightning, but maybe like a season 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So, because remember, Thea wasn't like Speedy for a while.
Don't mention her. She's not in this Arrow, so I don't have to do the.
She's not in this Arrow. But I like your impression.
No, not tonight.
All right, not in the Thea mood.
No Thea's tonight.
Boo.
No.
Thumbs down.
Sorry. I could whine about my legs hurting.
Downgrade. Okay.
My legs hurt. Guy. Okay, there you go.
All right. I guess that'll have to do. Okay. All right. Speaking of Arrow.
Well, can we give our grades?
Yeah, go ahead and give our grades.
I give it 8 selfies.
Okay. Again, I was a little more generous. 8.5 green light tablets.
Excellent.
Some good stuff in there. 2 bits was great. Lady Eve is becoming more intriguing by the moment.
So squidgy.
Yeah. So
and that vice principal storyline, while it is menacing, it's very intriguing.
Yeah. Oh, and I did like that really awkward dinner that Jefferson had with Detective Henderson and his wife, where they were arguing about Black Lightning as a vigilante. Mm-hmm. And then Anissa basically lays into Henderson about it. She's just like, look, he's just trying to make the city a better place or whatever.
Right. And then she excuses herself.
Yeah, she gets I need to excuse myself before I, say something or whatever more. So she walks off, and then Jefferson, Lynn is all frustrated. She's just why would she have to do that?
Right.
Jefferson, meanwhile, is
just pretty proud.
That's my baby girl.
Yep. I liked it. I did like that look. Very good. Much so. Yeah. But of course we know Anissa's doing it because she has powers. So.
Right, but apparently she doesn't know that he's Black Lightning.
No. Why would she?
Well, I would think that maybe it would have come up hey, but I don't think so. No.
He's trying to protect them.
No, but she might be figuring it out if she has powers.
Right. She might be able to see him.
They had to come from somewhere, right?
Of course, but she might be able to see him now.
Maybe.
Since she has powers. Yeah. We know it's those glasses or whatever with the...
Well, that came later. Yeah. He was able to do that little fuzzy thing with his face, so they couldn't get a good look at him.
Right. All right, so
kind of like Superman does with his face.
He doesn't do that with his face.
Yeah. When he knows he's being photographed, he does.
I see. Is that what he does?
He does.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is why the glasses thing doesn't work.
Oh, I see. Okay. On to Arrow.
All right, Arrow
613, The Devil's Greatest Trick.
Yep. Our last show for the week, written by Sarah Tarkoff and Emilio Ortega Aldrich, directed by J.J. Maccaro.
Alrighty.
And what's our A, B, and C?
A, B, and C. A, story setup or patsy?
Patsy.
And setup.
Oh, so it's a trick question.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
B, story. It's all in the execution.
Okay.
Quickest cameo.
Right. Hey, we need to go somewhere really fast.
Hey, well,
Barry. Thanks, Barry.
At least we got a crossover.
It's better than Uber, apparently.
It is. and Arrested Developments.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Set Up for Patsy, that's, the main story was there's a lot of different things, a lot of different puzzle pieces being flipped around in this episode.
They did kind of like kick open over the chessboard a little bit, and that's kind of why I think I was a little more generous than you in this one. I actually thought this was good because there was a little bit of a twist, and it was a genuine twist in this. What a twist!
There was more than one twist.
Yes.
To be honest.
All right. Run it down.
Well, okay. First, they find out that this assassin was hired to kill Caden James' son. Yeah. They magically erase his mask, and they find out it's this guy, whoever it is, and that he was assassinated afterwards.
Right.
Then they go to Laurel, and Laurel didn't do it.
Yeah.
Then
Laurel took Black Siren took the heat for it.
Right, and then she didn't do it.
Yeah, it turns out she didn't kill his son.
Right. Then they go to Anatoly.
Yeah.
Who says he did do it in order to get back at Oliver.
But he didn't do it.
But he didn't do it.
Nope. The only guy that doesn't say that he did it.
Did it. But then they go to, after all this bomb stuff goes down, they go to Caden and they say, look, here's the guy who did it. He was assassinated. It's one of your guys. Caden is like, so my ex-associates, blah, blah, blah. And he calls off the bomb and all this other stuff. And, there's this whole...
basically, he said, like, okay, I'm going to blow up the city. I could still do this.
Right.
And unless you get me round up all the guys.
Right.
From my crew. That I told that, hey, you better skip out of town.
Because I'm setting off a bomb.
No, basically what he said, okay, you guys wait here. I will get some transport to get you out of the city before the bomb goes off. But of course, he doesn't do that because he wants them dead.
Right.
So then he's like, once it's brought to his attention that, oh, hey, one of his crew is the one who killed his son, then he's like, okay, round up the crew for me.
Right.
Because, I could do it myself, but,
right.
I would rather have you do it.
Right. And we do get flashbacks to him and his son and how they're not really connecting.
Because he's a big old nerd that, he's a hacker guy. And his son is like a jock playing high school basketball.
Right. So they're not connecting, and then his son gets killed, and he's all like, what?
Well, then he also knows that I think his son knows that his father's up to kind of shady stuff.
Mm-hmm. And
then the FBI show up and arrest him.
Right.
Like right when he's like to show up, like he promises his son
he's going to show up at the game.
Show your game.
Right.
And he's there, but he's on the outside at the window looking through, and then the FBI shows up, and Caden's just like, can you just kind of like hold off until the game's over?
Of course, they're like, no.
They're like, I don't think you know how this works. Right. This is not how any of this works.
Right. It's not voluntary.
Yeah.
And of course, by the time he gets out, his son's dead. So, no chance for any reconciliation.
Sean.
Yeah. Charles says hi, Sean.
Hi, Charles.
So there's all that, and he goes through all these guys, and who could have been doing it, and of course it's the last person. It's what's his name, the Hispanic guy.
Oh, Renee, the guy whose name you cannot remember.
Not Renee, on his team.
Oh, I'm sorry. In his team, it's Richard Dragon.
Thank you.
Ricardo Diaz.
Diaz. I was thinking of Diaz.
But it's Richard Dragon.
Right.
And surprise.
What?
Well, surprise that Richard Dragon turns out to be the big bad of the season.
Yes.
Which, if you read my blog, you would kind of already know because I already talked about that Richard Dragon was going to be the season's big bad.
Yes, you did. So, yay, you were right.
Yeah.
And not only that, but by the end of the episode, he has taken out Caden James.
Yep.
And
and I like that. I like the fact that, it's like he comes up in nice, basically he shivs Caden James is taken off the board. So now, hey, Caden, you can be reunited with your dead son.
Yep. Exactly. Hey, maybe now you can.
Maybe now you can spend some time together.
Quality time.
Yep.
For all eternity.
Until the ghost FBI arrests you and takes you away. That's
right. So Setup and Patsy, I mean, there were setups and there were patsies. Yep. So all of the above. Now, it's all in the execution. This is, of course, Dinah and she wanted to execute, as she put it.
Yeah.
Black Siren.
Dinah was a little off the map on this one.
Well,
I get why she wanted to, because, hey,
me too.
Black Siren killed her lover.
But she should have been able to be talked down.
But remember, like, you're the hero. You're supposed to be, like, fighting the bad guys. Not so much killing them. And she's really ragey about it. She's just like, I want to kill her.
Right. Dinah smash.
And I kept waiting for, like, Quentin Lance to go, like, okay, dial it back a little.
To be fair,
yes,
she has been working with Oliver, who has no compunction about killing someone who has done what Laurel has done.
Right.
So, in her mind, she is a good guy for wanting to kill Laurel.
But the whole point was to say, hey, we're better than Oliver.
I get that.
So,
but again,
if you want to be better than Oliver, then maybe you shouldn't be doing this.
In her mind,
I know.
There's still a, hey, I want to kill the bad guy thing. So there's, she's ragey, remember? So she's like, I got to kill.
This is still kind of feeding my theory that they're going to kill off Dinah.
I know it is. And she doesn't get to, obviously, because
she's being too much of a hothead about this. Yeah. And that gets you in trouble.
Big time. And by the end of the episode, Laurel is beaten up and lots of other things. And she is taken into custody by her father. And it's a very, very rough cut scene where she is put into the back of his cruiser. And he says that deep down, somewhere inside is his daughter.
Yep.
And it is a very, very uncomfortable scene to watch.
Pretty much.
Now, quickest cameo. I love this because it was interesting. They were like, okay, how are we going to catch up with Caden James? He's on his way out of town. And it's like, it was like a cartoon where someone goes, I know a way, and a little light bulb shows up above their head.
So it's like, let me pull up my cell phone. I'll call Barry. And he'll drop whatever he's doing.
And
like
literally,
in prison.
All we see is this red blur. And the next thing you see is Oliver and Diggle standing there in their superhero outfits. I know. Right next to Caden James.
So I'm thinking, they're just, anytime they want somebody to get somewhere really quick,
they'll
call up Barry. Or conversely, we'll have to criticize them because if there's a part where they needed to get somewhere quicker,
they won't call him.
And they won't call him. And we're going to be like, well, why didn't you call him? Because you've already done it before.
Right. But we have mentioned this before. Why don't they ever call him? And I did like that they did that in this instance. They
didn't ask him to stick around and, hey, maybe we could use your help. Because
he's got other things.
They went through the whole thing, him, Diggle, and Felicity saying, okay, we need some help on this one.
He was trying to break out of jail.
Let's bring in the B team.
He was trying to break out of jail.
He could have done that, like in 20 seconds when
he did do it in 20 seconds.
I know, but my point is like he could do a little more in another 20 seconds.
I know, but I see why they did it. It was for comedic effect.
I know, but it's just
and pointing out that they did know each other. So and there was some bits with William, and William actually.
Oh my God, William.
Yeah, he kind of showed that. Caden had a horrible relationship with his son, and he saw that Oliver was acting like a dad, and that's what made Caden kind of not set off the bomb. It was the dumbest thing.
I have a theory.
Okay.
I think they brought in William so that Felicity would not be the show's most annoying character anymore.
Do you think?
I think so. This is my theory. I have no proof of this.
Mm-hmm.
This is just speculation on my part.
Right.
But
Could be.
William was so damn annoying.
So annoying. You're right.
He gets all frustrated because he wants to be with his dad.
Right.
Now his dad is busy trying to stop a bad guy that has a bomb that's going to blow up the city.
Right. Including you, William.
Including you.
Mm-hmm.
I brought you to this bunker so that you would be safe and not get blown up.
Right.
What does he do?
Maybe stay there.
What does he do? He
leaves.
He wanders off. He basically says, "Okay, like."
Way to watch the kid, Felicity.
Yeah, Felicity's just like, she's got hacker stuff to do with
with
Gretchen,
what's her name? Gretchen. Yeah, I don't know what her name is.
Yeah, the generic hacker girl. Right?
Generic. Felicity too.
Fake geek girl is what I call her because she's like, yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah, I know that part was just lame.
She looks like the girl from the fake geek girl meme. Is why
she does kind of look like that girl,
doesn't Gretchen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, I wasn't fond of that whole William thing.
No, but and then he shows up somehow. He tracks his dad down.
Mm-hmm.
We don't understand how
through the whole city he finds
through the whole city. He tracked his dad down where he's confronting Kate and James at the most critical moment, and then just like, "Oh, hey, Dad," and then waltzes in there.
It's not take your son to superhero day.
And Kate and James is like, "Wait,
how did you get here?
What is this? Right. What is your kid doing here?"
Right. Kate and James is us.
Don't you understand that we're having like this superhero villain moment here, and you're just waltzing in?
Yeah. You're cramping our style, dude.
Seriously.
Yeah. I know. It was...
Shut up, William.
So contrived. Yeah. But it was, oh, hey, here's the example of a good dad.
So then Oliver has to take William aside and go, look, Daddy's a little busy at the moment trying to stop the supervillain.
You said you weren't going to lie to me anymore.
This is why my theory is that, let's make William the most annoying character on Arrow. Yeah. And it's working because, for one, the kid who's playing William, not that good of an actor.
No.
He's really bad. Like, wooden, like, he's so wooden, he should be like a NBA basketball floor.
Ooh.
Oh, snap.
Oh. I heard that.
I wish I had. I have to drop my headset because that's my microphone dropped.
He's so wooden, he got a leaf growing out of his nose.
He's so wooden that Geppetto wants to make him a real boy.
Oh. Yeah, he's bad. Dad, I thought you said you weren't going to lie to me anymore.
Okay, so essentially instead of the Thea voice, we get the William voice.
Well, okay, I'm emoting too much for that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you have to be very, very monotone about it.
Dad, you said you weren't going to lie to me anymore.
That's it. That's the one.
Is that it?
That's it. Mark that one up for Karen there.
Okay.
Yep. Nice.
Felicity, can you help me with my math homework? And I also have to stare straight ahead.
I need my dad.
Felicity, can you help me with my computer homework? Also, where is my dad?
Felicity is the best with my math homework.
Dad, you said you weren't going to lie to me anymore. Are you the Green Arrow? How's that?
That was perfection.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. I made it so my mouth actually is like on hinges.
Yeah, it was basically like you were like a ventriloquist dummy.
Right. Wooden.
Epic.
He's so wooden, he got a hand up his butt.
Oh.
See what I'm saying? All right. So
he's so wooden that woodpeckers want to come by and drill holes in his head.
He's so wooden that people want to make birdhouses out of him in woodshop. Nice. He's so wooden that Bill. Wait a minute. He's so wooden.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. I'm bad.
Hashtag William so wooden. Oh my God, that's epic.
Oh.
All right. Okay.
Oh, my God.
We just started a new meme, everybody. Enjoy.
Enjoy, Phil.
Yeah, exactly. Your move, Phil Parrish.
Your move. Your
All right,
move, Phil
anything else?
Parrish.
Shut up.
No,
William.
are we good with this
I think
episode?
we're good.
Okay. What did you give it?
We have to be because my face is hurting. From
Yeah, I know.
smiling.
Me too.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. What's your rating?
I give it 8 flash backpacks because that's what William had a flash backpack. He's still my favorite superhero. I don't like the Arrow. I like the Flash. The Flash came and moved you in this episode, Dad. So,
Epic. All right.
What's yours?
I actually like this one a little bit better because of what a twist.
Because
I gave it 8.5 bomb detonators.
all the waviness of the story. Okay.
But he's holding a thermal detonator. Oh.
All right.
Anyway.
Oh, we're crazy nuts. And we don't have any feedback this week?
No feedback from Justina.
At least I didn't get any.
You, let's see, let me check to make sure there isn't anything on the Gmail. Checking the Gmail. Gmail denied.
Oh, no.
Justina, are you okay?
Yeah, she just messaged me today, so I know she's
okay. All right. I'm a little concerned.
Yeah.
Understandably, we don't get any. She did send me a nice. For both of us, really.
Mm-hmm.
Some nice comments on the Twitter.
She did.
Where she DM'd us and said, "Hey, thanks for all the nice comments."
Yeah.
To her. So she gave us nice comments back, which was very nice.
She might be mad at me for the last comments, though.
I don't think she's mad at.
No, she's not because she sent me a nice thing.
Is it humanly possible for her to be mad at anything?
I bet it is, but it would take a lot.
I would think
Especially
so.
not at me because I love her so much and she knows it.
Yeah, because she seems like such a sweet, innocent person.
She sent me a good morning thing today, and that made me smile so hard, so I sent her a hug back.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure she's not pissed at you.
No.
I'm sure you're good.
And that means all is right in my world.
All right. Was there emojis?
It was a GIF
Oh, okay. It was a gift. So, all right.
with her.
All right. Didn't know if there was like a message with the gift that.
I think it was a penguin that she sent me
All right.
saying good morning.
Okay,
And
because
I
I know
sent her-
she's big on the emojis.
Yeah. I sent her 2 polar bears hugging, like real life polar bears hugging.
Real life polar bears hugging.
Mm-hmm. It was a GIF of real life polar bears hugging.
All right. So hugs around. Go.
There's a peek
Hugs
into
aplenty.
Karen's world.
Yep, and it's polar bears. Hugging.
I love polar bears.
We have some here in Columbus.
Do you? At the zoo?
At a Columbus Zoo, yes, we do.
We had some in D.C. too. But, yeah, I've seen polar bears before. Do you know that they're really...
We've had the polar bear cubs, too.
They're really not white.
No.
You know that?
Yeah.
Their fur is reflective of what's around them.
Because they're bears. Yeah. Yep. It's kind of like chameleons.
They're kind of clear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I know. The more you know.
It's adaptive.
All right, so no feedback.
Rainbow. Where you know. Ding.
Ding, 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 ding. All right, so you can get in touch with us by going to our Facebook group at facebook.com/Fandom Zone Podcast. You can email us, as Charles was just insinuating, at fandomzonecast@gmail.com. You can listen and subscribe to us in Apple Podcasts. Please give us a review. That's stars and or message. There would be nice.
Okay.
We are also at Fandom Zone Cast.
You started sliding into William there just a little bit.
I'm sorry. My legs hurt like super bad.
Okay. That's why we're wrapping up a little quickly this week.
We're at Fandom Zone Cast on the Twitter machine. I am at Aliveria and at Ali's_stuff on the Twitter machine. And there are links in my bio on both of those Twitter handles to my blog, where you can find all my other links. And you are?
I am, of course, I'll try and hurry through this quickly because I know your legs are hurting. I'm at Charles Skaggs on the Twitter machine, at Charles Skaggs on the Instagram, Google Plus for you crazy kids in the Google Plus, Facebook, of course, Charles Skaggs, and my blog, Geeky Things.
Damn good coffee and hot.
Damn good coffee and hot.
Yay.
Where I talk about all the shows that we cover here in the Fandom Zone podcast
And more.
Where all kinds of trailer news and casting news. I just posted a big article about the 4 new actors joining the Preacher cast for season 3.
Yay.
Including Betty Buckley as Grandma.
Yay, Betty Buckley.
Which was pretty damn good casting, in my opinion.
Oh, I love Betty Buckley. And she is going to be great.
She gave me a like on Twitter, by
Did
the
she?
way.
I think she's interacted with me before, too. She's great.
Yeah, so that was kind of... She didn't retweet it, but she liked it, so I'm cool with that.
She's wonderful.
So cheers to Betty Buckley for the like on that one. Glad to see that she picked up on that. And I guess my other podcast that I do for Southgate Media... Next Stop Everywhere, the Doctor Who podcast that I do with Jesse Jackson. Ghostwood, the Twin Peaks podcast that I do with Zan Sprouse, where we talk about all things Twin Peaks. Mm-hmm. And our upcoming Titan Talk, the Titans podcast that I also do with Jesse, where we're going to be discussing the upcoming Titans TV show. And we have news about other Titans characters like, the Nightwing movie that's coming out.
Yeah.
And we just recorded our 3rd episode on Sunday.
Yay, so it's going to drop any day.
So hopefully Rob will release from his, whatever prison cell episode 1 is in soon, so you guys can check out Titan Talk. And he's holding it hostage. So,
I know he is.
Like we keep getting like these, letters from like cut up newspaper print.
Do you?
Like it says,
I'll paste it on there.
Like give us give me a 3rd episode, or if you will never see these first 2 episodes again, kind of thing. Something weird like that. But Rob's got issues, I guess. All right, but so stay tuned. Hopefully soon it will be out, and I'll shut up about it. So please check that out.
You don't need to shut up about it.
Actually,
this is where we plug things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks everybody for listening.
Mm-hmm. And we will be back next time with 2 shows, but we will talk more.
2 shows.
But we'll talk more probably.
Probably.
Because we'd love to fill the time.
Yeah, we like to talk and stuff.
Maybe I'll sing more.
And Legends of Tomorrow is a big, big episode.
That's right.
Featuring one of our favorite characters. Played by a certain Matt Ryan.
I'm so excited.
And I watched the episode last night, and it's really good.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun talk back. So come on back for episode 130
of the Fandom Zone.
And we'll see you next time.
Right here in this spot, right here. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Wow.
Hashtag William. Shut up, William.
Hashtag Wooden William.
Hashtag Wooden William.